Today on the BlackBoard, we are going to bring you one of the region of Dzaleka. This has never happened before, and today is happening. So this is special for you, and we want to talk about you from the life history, all those things.
Yeah, I'm Freddy Farini. I'm here since 2015, and I just decided, as part of this community, to endeavor and be active so that we can support our own community. So I've been working for Salama Africa since 2014 as the director of Salama Africa. In Salama Africa, we support the refugee community through creative and entrepreneurial activities. So we understood that the streets of Dzaleka refugee camp lot of potentials, lot of talent, and we decided to be part of that transformation. So far, we celebrate the fact that we have promoted young artists coming from Dzaleka refugee camp who are now using arts as a tool to portray the refugee community through a strength perspective. So yeah, I've also been working for GRS as the community liaison officer. So my job was to recruit new students and also build their understanding in the community that we have wonderful educational opportunities that they should grab. Yeah.
To the point that you reached the chance to take refugees to the Malawi map so that they can be accepted, they can be invited. They started being hired in different events.
You know, like everything starts with an idea. So together with my friends, we realized that here in Dzaleka we have a lot of people with great potentials, great talents, but then they didn't have outlets, they didn't have opportunities to show the rest of the world what they can do, you know? So we decided to use arts, especially dance and music, as tools to show the rest of the world the human, incredible talent and potential that we have within Dzaleka refugee camp. So we came together, as my brother said when they were saying stuff about me here, like we came together, we had just the idea. And you know, when people come together, they bring in efforts, they bring in different skills, they bring in different ideas, and that's how we build up the idea, and now we keep growing. So it was a wonderful creative process, and I love the fact that many people got to understand who they are through that creative process. I'm actually one of those people, because I never knew that just from the refugee camp, with all the obstacles we have here, I could, you know, put all my energy and show the resilience and the energy I've shown together with the team to make these efforts so far that's now helping the young people here to show the world what they can do.
All right, and now how can you put in numbers to the viewer, the number of maybe event that you attended or the winning that you have accomplished? Because I know there is a lot, but I want you to put it in numbers so that our dear viewer can get a picture of what is really happening.
So beyond events, beyond achievement and everything, like one of the biggest achievements I'm proud of is how we decided to work with people in Dzaleka refugee camp who now understand the values, the potential that they have. So since 2014, we have provided close mentorship to 110 young people from the camp. Most of them are people with motivation, with passion for art. And it has been wonderful how they go, you know, like the self-realization and also like self-awareness, and how they go all the way around Malawi showing people that, hey, here we are. And the most important part actually is how, like mostly people try to hide their identity, like they try to hide that we come from Dzaleka refugee camp. But now, like, I love one thing with the artists we work with. One of the very first thing they say, hey, we come from Dzaleka, so that the world can see that, listen, we live in this refugee camp, and this is what we can do for the community. So this is really one of the biggest achievements, and I'm so proud of that. Like, just building that self-awareness has been so great. But like, if we have to talk about like festivals and
Okay, now we was talking about the numbers, and you told us about the people that have assisted in mentorship and also the self-awareness. People now, they are aware of themselves. They are free to say that I'm coming from Dzaleka, I am a refugee, which is a very great thing. And let us now talk a little bit in terms of life. How have it been to you, the life of Dzaleka, living as a refugee, having a lot of dreams and ideas, but now trying to ponder living that circumstances?
All right. Like, honestly speaking, the very first 6 months, the very first year was really difficult. Like when you come from a different context and then you find yourself into a situation where you need to start over. Like you need to start everything. So but then the most important part is when I finally understood that this was my new home, I had to do it here. So it was like a fresh start. I understood that, listen, this is my new community and I need to be active. I need to be part of the transformation. It just, one of the things I don't like with the mindset here, like when people live in a place where they are very restricted, they build this understanding that, okay, whatever help we're gonna get here, we're gonna get it from people coming from, US, Europe, from different organizations. But then I understood that if we really need to do something for ourselves, we should be the very first one to be on the front line. So we decided together with the other guys to take the front line, to be the first agent of the change of our own lives, of the life of our own brothers. So I celebrate the fact that, yes, together with people like you, like Tekno, we came together and put our effort together in order to change the narrative of Dzaleka refugee camp. Like when you go out there, people think that refugees are this and that, but then we're trying to change the narrative. We're trying to show them that you can find people in Dzaleka refugee camp who can come up with creative ideas and make their own TVs, online TVs, to show people, hey, listen, we live here. This is how life looks like here. We have people with potential. We have people with great talent. So I really love the idea that now people in Dzaleka are trying to show the rest of the world that, listen, we are here, we can do this, we can do that. We also have greatness just like everyone else around the world.
Amazing thing. Can you share a very stressful day of your life in this particular life that you remember and you see this one? Yeah.
People who live in Dzaleka, they know what mapokezi is. So it's food distribution. Every day I knew I had to go there. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, so I think that was one of the most stressful days in my life here, when you need to go, and be on a queue in order to get food, it just, yeah.
Very tough. Nice. And now looking at the other side of the same thing, when it was the very best day?
I think the best day is when I was sitting in Crossroads during Kajive competition. So the young talented refugee youth, performing in front of hundreds of people and seeing how those people were clapping their hands and appreciating the effort, the talents, the energy of the young people coming from the camp. That's the day that I personally realized that, yeah, we have a lot to show to the rest of the world.
And that was the first days when you are starting Salama Africa?
I can say the first 6 months actually, because when we launched Salama Africa activities, we organized like a workshop with different creative artistic activities, and then we launched Salama Africa with a cultural event, and we brought in all those people to show what they've been working on, and Remy Gakwaya was there.
Where do you see Salama Africa in 10 years to come?
All right, thank you so much. Just like there is something that all the organizations around the world, it doesn't matter how big or small they are, they have something in common. They started merely like ideas. So if I have to think about the next 10 years, we think that Salama Africa gonna be an international organization just like other organizations. We wanna go to the other places where we can find people who need the services that we are providing and support them. So in the next 10 years, we think that we'll be working not only in Dzaleka refugee camp, but we'll be working around the world and showing people that, listen, in refugee camps, in communities that are unserved, you can find people who have the greatest potential that the rest of the world need. So I think in the next 10 years, we're gonna grow and we're gonna be international.
I know you have learned a lot about Canada, because as long as you are a student, so you always learn. Tell me, what is so interesting so far you feel like, okay, this is be amazing, I'll do this, I'll do that. Simple plan, because I know you have a lot of plans. Come on, share with us a little bit.
You mean my plans once I get there?
Yeah.
All right, like I've tried to set priorities, and my very first priority is education. Because I know the more I learn, the more I get empowered to do what I want to do. So my second priority, I'm going to understand the context in Canada. Of course, it's going to be new, but then I know from the moment you understand the context, you can see your place, you know, in the new environment. So I'm going to try to see my place in the new environment and see what I can contribute to the new community I'm going to be living with. So I'm hoping to be active and to participate as well, you know, over there. So long term, very long term, I think one of the biggest priority is to come back here, to come back to my continent. I have a lot of connections with this continent. I have experienced, you know, the problems. Like I'm so connected to this place. Of course, I can serve everywhere, but I always see myself here. So I'm gonna come back here and share my knowledge to my community here.
The last question is, you see the Zalekas, you said you are going to come back. And there is Salama Africa, you are living a latent and Freddy to say. And I know to say is also controlling another fashion brand. Yeah, Triple L. So who is now really in charge of all those busy? Because I know there is this other priority and all the things. Who can we talk to? Who can we follow? Like, I want to join Salama, I want to do this, because a lot of people want to do that. Who can they follow and how can it go like that?
All right, thank you. I'm not leaving individuals. I'm not leaving Alain Toussaint. I'm leaving an institution. I'm leaving a team. I'm leaving people who are going to do the work. So if you were here earlier, they introduced the new team of Salama Africa, and that was just, actually we recruited officially here, and we'll keep doing recruitment since we'll be building our own center. By next week, we're going to start the construction. So we believe that we're going to develop a lot of professional services, and we'll need a lot of people. So in a few sentences, it's a very difficult place to live in. But at the same time, this is very inspiring place. I'm just gonna use my brother's quote, Toussaint. he used to say that living behind the fence while your spirit is still free, it's not a prison, but it's a meditation room. So I think Dzaleka is a meditation room. Once you realize why you are here, you can find meaning in the sufferance, you can find meaning in the difficulties that you have here, and transform those problems into opportunities. So I want to encourage all the people who live here, all the people who are watching this, that listen, visit Dzaleka, come to Dzaleka, see the people, talk to them, eat the food here, watch our TV. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was amazing having you here, brother. All the best, and see you soon. Thank you, dear viewer. And we are done with our interview with Freddy. See you next time on the BlackBoard. We love you. We care for you.